And the only thing that's different between a criminal and an artist is just what you do with that wreckage. So for decades of my life, I just used that violently and reacted because I felt like a victim.
Now, I didn't know about this, but you kind of came from the gangster life, right?
Yes,
Is that what they told me? I didn't know that. That's probably why the show is written so well.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that we really wanted to do is because, I mean, people have been telling stories about people of color being criminals forever, and it's usually just like one-dimensional character. And while there's many stories to be told about people of color that don't include crime, with ours that does, the people writing it, some of the people writing it and some of the actors portraying it are people that come from the cycle of poverty and violence and incarceration. So for the first time, we get to tell our story from the inside out, and we get to talk about the humanity that's behind it and how you end up, because we have way more in common than we do, that separates us all, no matter what color our skin is.
And since there's this certain rhetoric out there about the bad hombre, do you keep that in mind when you're writing and you're, layering these characters?
You know what, we don't. You're aware of it, especially because we have a very political writers' room. Like, we're not a political show, but we have a very fired up and fiery writers' room. So aware of everything that's out there, but we inherited this world from Kurt Sutter. We inherited the world of Sons of Anarchy. That's really heightened and that's really violent. So what's great is how we have to figure out how to tell our really grounded emotional truths inside that world.
I like this show more.
Thank you. Good.
Yeah, it's just so real. It's every character. There's there's some stereotypes, but it's a broad range of people, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, honestly, and it's hard when you make something, because I know what we are trying to make. And I'm so proud of everyone. We've made something really beautiful, from the producers to the crew to the cast. But we're all shooting really high. That's what we're going for. Like, Richard Cabral and I have this thing that we call just it. Like, we know what it is that we're going for, and sometimes we hit it and we know that's it. And that's what I want to be for our show, nonstop.
Since you came from a certain life to this life, what's your recommendation for people who are trying to get out of that life and become successful like you?
Yeah, it's just, man, it's so funny because we're all broken, we're all damaged, right? We all have so much wreckage inside of us. And the only thing that's different between a criminal and an artist is just what you do with that wreckage. So for decades of my life, I just used that violently and reacted because I felt like a victim. And then somehow, through things to jump out of that, I dug my own grave, but to come out of that, it's really about that. It's really just about learning how to express yourself in a different way, and then that's how you become an artist. But we're still just as broken.
Yeah, I grew up in the barrio, and half of the people who were into the gangs and stuff, but they were artists too.
Yeah,
which I thought, why doesn't somebody hone that skill?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you need. You need someone to pick you up. You need someone to lift you up. And that's what people did for myself and for other people on the show, and that's what we're trying to do for others as well.